Hi there. This is Vernell, Millionaire Smith. Surround yourself with people who think bigger than you. Yes. No more hanging out with people who think below you. Surround yourself with people who think bigger than you. Why, after all these years, some of you are in your 30s, 40s, some even 50s. Some of you, I dare say, are in your 60s. And you still want to be the person that is in charge of the conversation. I never grew when I was always in control of the conversation. I actually enjoy sitting back and being quiet, listening more than talking leaves room for growth. And make no mistake, you can learn from anyone. I have watched children in action and learn from them. Because the good book says they may be weaker, but they will surely be wiser. And so, release yourself. That's the word. Release yourself from needing to be in charge of the conversation always. Sit back, relax, and listen to those who think bigger than you. Some of us have gone through lack. Some still going through lack because we don't want to listen. Remember, we have one mouth. We have 2 ears. We have been designed like that for a reason, so that we would listen double. And so surround yourself with people who think bigger than you. If you're always involved or relaxing in peasant conversation, people with peasant thinking, how do you expect to grow? How do you expect to elevate? You cannot be in a elevated echelon if you are practicing consistently peasant environment. Remove yourself from the peasant environment. The reason why you're always at the top of the conversation is because those people who are listening, they're listening for elevation. They're listening to your wisdom. And so why are you having persons to sit at your tutelage, right? And zap you of your wisdom, but you don't think you're supposed to sit at somebody else's tutelage and glean from their wisdom. If you continue to outpour, but you're not sitting back and allowing yourself to be refilled, at some point in time, you're going to bleed yourself out and you're going to be dry. Surround yourself with people who think bigger than you. As an introvert, I prefer to listen anyway. I don't like having to talk too much, believe it or not. But when it's time for me to listen, like I always tell women when I am counseling them, do not leave your throne. You're the queen. Do not leave your throne for peasant behavior. Allow the peasants to stay there, but do not leave your throne because you're the queen. And so, why won't you seek to be around the CEOs, the engineers, the millionaires, the billionaires? You learn from them. You can only learn from them. They have nothing to lose, actually, because everything that they want, they have. Keep in mind, they have no needs. They need nothing. Surround yourself with people who are going to elevate you. If you are in an environment where people are constantly pulling you down, that's a peasant environment. If you are in an environment where you always have to be the teacher, you're in a peasant environment. If you're in an environment where you are pouring out of yourself and persons are not seeking to pour back into you, you are in a peasant environment. And so if you thought because you were the smartest person in the group that you were on top of the pyramid, I came here to tell you, leave the pyramid and find yourself in an environment where people are thinking bigger than you. A tree will only grow as large as its environment. If you plant a mustard seed in a closed environment, it's going to break out because it needs to grow. And so if you intend to become the tree that evolves from the size of that mustard seed, leave the peasant environment. I have decided to place myself, to plunge myself in the company of people who think bigger than I do. As a matter of fact, even as a child, as a young lady, I always wanted to be around older people because they had wisdom. Not all of them do. But I chose to surround myself around the older folks that showed that they had wisdom. You are no different. Like I said, I've learned from children. I've learned from adults. I've learned from older people. And my growth, believe it or not, came from the people I chose to hang around. Make no mistake, I readily remove myself from peasant environments. If you think down low, I remove myself. If your behavior is down low and negative, I remove myself. If you seek to talk to me or treat me down low, I remove myself. A queen never leaves her throne to deal with peasants. A king never leaves his throne to deal with peasants. And so how you classify yourself is precisely your environment. You behave like your environment. The Bible says, yes, I believe in God and I believe in the word. As a man thinketh, so is he. And so if you got yourself in a peasant environment, but you intend to grow, and you can, you have all of the things that the great men have. Remove yourself from small thinking. You cannot become a millionaire or a billionaire talking to 1 cent minds. They can only give you a penny. If you were to surround yourself with millionaire minds, millionaire thinking, because you got to become a millionaire before you become a billionaire. If you were to surround yourself with that kind of thinking, I guarantee you, there is no reason why within 5 years you yourself cannot become the same. Absolutely no reason. Because what you will be doing is, some of them have 3 steps, some of them have 5 steps, some of them have 10 steps. But whatever amount of steps you decide to utilize, I guarantee you, you will definitely and absolutely reach the echelon of a millionaire. Why is it only 1% of this world that probably now has 8 or 9 billion people, 1% are millionaires? Think about it. Is it because the other 99% are thinking like a peasant, behaving like a peasant? Why is it some say 3% are wealthy? Is it only the 3% that are thinking like a millionaire, have that millionaire mindset? And the other 97% are thinking below the poverty line? And some of you may say, okay, well, I have everything that I need. But being a financial advisor in the insurance field for over 10 years, I can tell you, one bout of sickness can wipe your finances out. So why not build yourself around people thinking bigger than you, so that you can think bigger than you thought yesterday, so that you can propel yourself, or you can be propelled into that echelon that you desire to be in. And you may say money is not everything. I always say, whatever you think is not everything, give it all to me. Let me decide if money is everything or not. I heard Les Brown say it. It may not be everything, but it's very close to oxygen. And I know that you cannot survive without it. And so yes, I am talking money. I am talking plenty money. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I encourage you, leave the peasant environment. Aren't you uncomfortable in the peasant environment? You can literally be there pouring out on everyone else. And you know what they would do? They would zap everything from you, elevate above you, and then turn around and talk about you. I have been there. And so let them call you selfish. Take care of you first. Remove yourself from those who are zapping you, those who are taking everything out of you, using you for their benefit, and then moving on without you, because that is what they do. Wake up. Surround yourself with those who think bigger than you. You should be tired of small conversations. Conversations talking about nothing, taking you nowhere. Notice that the wealthy, they don't have time for small talk. They don't engage in small talk. When they are in a gathering, they're in a gathering negotiating. That is what they do in a gathering. They have no time for the little tip. They don't do that. watch them. If you want to have a conversation with them, for the most part, you have to talk to them while they are walking, because they do not have time for the small talk. You are born to be great. Or all of us have a gift. Whether we use it is something else. If your gift is reading, read. If your gift is running, run. If your gift is cooking, cook. We were all born with a gift. If your gift is speaking to people, speak. I fought for the last 8 years to not talk to people. I didn't want to do it. I actually went into the insurance field kicking and screaming because I didn't want to do it. It took me 3 weeks to make my first video, but here I am today. You cannot grow in a peasant environment. Release yourself. It's not selfish. You are selfless. You cannot continue to pour into anyone if you're not first pouring into yourself. Again, I say, surround yourself with people who think bigger than you. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. I will respond. Hit the notification button so that you will know when I'm bringing new content. This is Vernell, Millionaire Smith, timing out.